Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Episode 3, Ransom.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
I'm not gonna get to talk for a while.
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Just like the plane from before. By the way, I'm CrossKnights. Hey, I'm not gonna be able to talk for a while. Oh, I guess I can talk now. I kind of want to look around at the environment, because I don't think you come back here after this scene, and they really... The attention to detail is great. They added stuff everywhere. They didn't just, like, scrimp. They made it seem like an actual trailer park. Like, you got the trailers, you got what people would have in their backyards, you got the pallets over
Come on,
here.
mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
I just want to check out your trailer park, Fredo. I'm admiring it, oddly enough. Like, look at this attention to detail. You don't need to put these here. No one noticed it on the bottom. Those rusty buckets. I just, from an artistic standpoint...
Just follow me.
I would...
It's not far.
I'll just right there, sir. Just a second. Got to get this, of course. I don't think they put any pages here, but... Was that an American flag? Yes. You got to have your American flags. This is a trailer park. You got to. You got to. At least one. There should be more. There should be one in every trailer park.
Listen, I got things to do.
All right, I'm
This
sorry.
place
I really
don't
am
run
sorry.
itself.
I know. That was rude. Though I probably could have found it. Just tell me where. Give me an address. Though maybe he wants to make sure that I'm not doing anything
It
crazy.
gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
You really just shooing the birds off of the off of the garbage? They'll remember that. They'll remember your face. Is it here? Can you just tell me that it's here? Why? Sorry, I'm being kind of short with him considering he has a very obvious limp. You know, it's going to take him a little bit to catch up. Especially if he keeps on waiting for me, even though I'm ahead of him.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Yeah, he's basically coming to make sure that we don't start any crap with Rose. Which fair. He doesn't know who we are. A single knock. Kunk.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good. Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
So, a large amount of important exposition has been given. Oh, okay. I'm still in Rose's room. Yeah, that's pretty great. I didn't notice that last. She has a little shrine to me. She has all my books. Ooh, what is this? I can't. There's no crouch, is there? Conspiracies of Faith. But yeah, a lot of stuff that like Barry said and the guy were saying, like it's all important. But I can't even tell. So someone drowned. Did they say that Barbara drowned? Did they say that like Cynthia? No, Cynthia Weaver's the woman that's concerned about light bulbs. I think they said Barbara Jagger drowned, and then that light said, "It's coming for you, wearing my Barbara's face." There's also a previous writer called Thomas Zane that your friend couldn't find any writing about, but if you really look, I think in that first cabin, he was a poet. There was poetry written by Thomas Zane that I also didn't notice the first time. Okay.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road. Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
That's what I was thinking.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
It's nice that he's having sweet dreams.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
Oh god, she's in auto waitress mode. The most horrific thing. God, they even have, like, dirty dishes in the... I love it. I just love the details. Like, they put, like, if you play, like, Life is Strange, they put this many details in, but, like, that entire game is about, like, learning characters through their rooms. Like, that's a huge part of it. This isn't, though. Like, they didn't need to do this, but they did. Like, I love it. And there's a whale for some reason. I don't know what that says. Alright, we could probably... He's probably like 200... You think he's 300 pounds? He's not that tall. I don't know. I feel like I can move him. Not like in a way that wouldn't injure him necessarily, but you could probably drag him. Oh well. Let's see what we're supposed to do. Oh, let me explore her house a little bit more thoroughly, just in case. And just in case she really does have a manuscript. I think that is the thing, though. She doesn't even have one page of manuscript. It was all lies. Probably because of the influence of Barbara Jagger. Yeah, no, I'm forgetting it's a trailer. It's not. There's not tons of rooms here. Ah, there's a page.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
All right, first one. Ralph calls the police.
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
That's actually very reasonable, and he handled it in a way that wasn't ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how he messed up his leg. Maybe he was in the military, but, like, he probably surmised he shouldn't just, like, attack two people, especially when he has this, when he has a limp and one of them's famous. So, yeah. Now we know that the police have been called. We gotta... Well, it's not really gonna change my actions at all, is it? What am I supposed to do? Get to the... Where's the car? Is it all the way over here? Seriously? Am I just gonna drive it to this location? Whoa, what is happening here? Oh, it's a radio.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is.
It's not just
But
you.
I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know, I just...
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
Yeah, I had argument with Danny, Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah, well, he's, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting, man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
How can I be sure?
Yeah, I like how I just said that, I needed to, needed to hurry up, and then I just listened to the radio for like 3 minutes. But that was the guy that was drunk. The guy that we turned the lights on for. Or that was his... No, I think that was the guy. Because, yeah, they got into some altercation. And I feel like there was dark influence involved in them getting in that fight, though I don't know for sure. I feel like that was implied.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl. This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Slade!
Parkour!
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Yeah, he almost shot that guy. It was really close.
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake. Come on. Make it easy on him.
Get after him! Don't let him get away! Move it! Move it! Move it! I'll have you shot if you let him get away!
So this is, I think, the game's only stealth section. I don't have any weapons, no flashlight, not that there's any darkness to fight anyway. I just need to avoid the flashlights. That's a helicopter. Maybe the fog will help me.
There! Freeze!
Ain't freezing.
Okay, men. Keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here.
Oh, damn.
Is that a flare?
Wait! Wait!
Holy crap. They got a beat on me.
Where is he? Wait!
Where am I running to? Am I going down that chasm? I think so. Ugh. No.
Where'd he go?
Ha ha ha! Alright. Think we're free.
He's gone! Come on, guys! We need to head him off!
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
So, this darkness is woken once from a poet, and again, Thomas Zane was a poet. I don't know if you would realize that without me stating it, but I've shown the clues. And then also rock stars, apparently. So those are the other two times that it started to escape. Uh-oh. Can I not go up here? There we go. Is that a police car? Oh, God. Alright, well...
Come in, Agent Nightingale. This is Sheriff Breaker. Over.
Nightingale, over.
What on earth is going on? My deputy shot fired at Wake, and he didn't have a gun. You almost hit a civilian instead. Over.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase. I don't have time for this.
Well, make the time. You can't just go shooting at people in my town. Over.
I'm a federal agent pursuing a fugitive. You want to discuss my methods, Sheriff? Make an appointment. Over.
You stay right where you are, Agent Nightingale. I'm on my way. Out.
It seems like Agent Nightingale has come here alone, and he's absolutely making an enemy of local law enforcement, which isn't the best move, but he seems unhinged. But he has appeared. He was mentioned in the manuscripts a few times, and now he is here. And he is after me.
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. "Pretty girl," she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
So yeah, that's how the possession happened. Oh god, that's a flare.
Search the area.
Ha! I'm not over there, fools!
Stay sharp.
The darkness is obviously coming, though, and I do not have a flashlight. Now, if I could just take a policeman's flashlight. Uh-oh. It's Andy. It looks like the darkness already got some police officers, so that's great. I just want to check this. Looked like a little place offshoot. Or is it just a cliff? Yes, let's not check this.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Agent Nightingale, I've lost contact with most of the men who assigned to me. It's Wake's doing.
Wait, are you seriously telling me that geek writer just took out my deputies? Are you kidding? I mean, have you seen this guy? He wears a tweed jacket. Over.
He's the guy we're chasing. If it's not him, who then? Bigfoot? Over.
I don't know yet, but I'm not in the habit of jumping to conclusions. That tends to come back and bite you in the ass. Out.
Okay, so yeah, the local law enforcement was assigned to help out the FBI agent, but yeah, he came alone, and now he's pissing off everyone. Ridiculous. But the cops have everything they need to fight the darkness, they just don't know how. They just need instructions. They don't think I should shoot my flashlight at them. Oh. I do kind of like the irony that Alan Wake, during this part, is hiding from the light. Uh-oh. Oh god, birds. Shine the flashlight on the birds. Too late. Oh dear. I also want to take a little bit to appreciate the sound design of the game. I noticed it most when Alan was in that 3 years ago scene. He was just putting down a bag of groceries, and they really just got the sounds. You don't even see it, but you hear him, like, drop his keys on the counter. It's just the details, man. I appreciate them. Huh. This is the extra place. All right, let's go up there. Use? Oh. So it's just like lightly smoldering now. Where am I even going though? What? It's just escape the police, alright? So I'm not going to anywhere, I'm just trying to get from something. Another radio.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on.
Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh yeah, I bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
It's weird that his name is Mulligan, because Mulligan means like a do-over, so hey, keep on... Every time they say Mulligan, I'm like... Bleh, 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 bleh. I don't think I looked through this one. Maybe I can see different things. I can see a tower.
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
Cool. I'm guessing that'll be my destination. Maybe I'll finally give that interview. Probably not, though. That guy blew up my spot pretty badly. The joik.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
He did say that I had a lovely wife. Right in front of her. It was weird. But, no, he didn't seem like a bad guy. Plus, you know, he seems good on the stout. God.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
If I needed any more confirmation that I should go to the radio station, I just got it. What is all this? Ah, I think I do need to start this. Ooh. That is an accident waiting to happen. Look at those sparks. Let's try to jump over the wire. I ain't taking any risks here.
The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
Son of a... I mean, those wires. Oh, there we go. Fixed. I wonder if you can kick it the first time, or if you... Oh, God. Oh, I was already aiming in the right spot. Cool. So, yeah, new mechanic. They've introduced items that can block you, that you have to shine your light on before you can go ahead. This is not the only instance where they use something. Shortcut. There. Ow. Slight ow. Got enough cardio for a lifetime here. Okay, I didn't like that. I'm just gonna go over here. Is that a flashlight? I don't know why it's on, but thank God. We're cooking now. Still don't have a gun, but maybe I can employ some fisticuffs. Hooah, or some kicks. Wah, kick to the midsection. Let's get the other one. Gate's acting too weird to not get both sections. And it's creepy how it lingered there, but...
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over.
So, the flashbangs...
Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over. Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
Nope. Looks like the entire police force has been taken out. Maybe one of the police officers put their flashlight down on that table, and that's why it was there. The flashbangs, by the way, quite possibly the most powerful weapon in the game. Along with the flare gun, but I'd say the flashbangs beat it as far as destructive power that you're able to cause to groups, usually. All aim-dependent. There's a flashbang. I died. Alright, well, it looks like I'm starting right here, so... Let's try... It's just they surrounded me and they had their double hits, so they hit me like 5 times. I got it off this time. Boom! Instant destruction. By the way, when I was editing my last episode, I was killing a lot of guys in 2 shots, right? I'm pretty sure I accidentally put it on easy mode just for that section, but I have since fixed that if that was the case. I'm not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure. Plus, like, that chainsaw guy went down way too easily. So, oops. I think there's a page there, but let's see if we can get to this light. Oh, God. All right.
And here's another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
And it looks like the media has been apprised of my actions, or the actions that are happening around. There's a page. Don't miss that. But yeah, this section I just have flashbangs, and my flashlight. Just try to wait for them to be a little bit closer together. I believe that was all of them. Oh, look, he's still alive. Oh. Oh god, it's the police. Fortunately, they've given up their guns for axes. Apparently, the darkness just has a preference for axes. I can respect that. I like that the darkness also prefers melee.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
So yeah, that's pretty horrible. Rose didn't deserve all that. Pop. Police are easier to take out than the hunters because they left their flashbangs. It's too bad they all threw their guns into the ravine, so I couldn't even get one. That's fine. I can always just pop more flashbangs. You can't get me. I'm next to light. It's not work. What the? Did you see that? I swear some guy just got launched. Alright. I had to use 2 flashbangs, 1 for each guy. That's not good. I don't know. I think that police light should have afforded me some protection. Just a little bit. Come on. Push it to the limit. About face. There's not one in front of me, is there? I don't think I got them all. Oh, God. Only 2 left. I gotta do it. Got the big one. There is one left, and I will not be able to defeat him. I'm out of flashbangs. Cool. I am completely defenseless.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
There he is.
Well, I just don't see why the cops bother with the trailer park.
What do you mean?
It's a trailer park. Of course you're going to have trouble in a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
What a jerk.
Well,
let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry.
Holy crap.
Settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna.
Karen. Get out of here. Why would you call into the station to say that? Like, imagine being so self-righteous that you're like, oh, this is a correct opinion that everyone will agree with. Oh, my God. Okay. Let's go and see if we can barge in. The Night Owl, voice of Pat Maine, all night, every night. Wow, how is he even on that boat in the daytime? Cool.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
If I lived here, I would totally listen to his radio show.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, James Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Yeah, so you'll notice that Nightingale also calls Alan Wake all these names. He said Hemingway, that's Ernest Hemingway. Dan Brown, he's another pretty famous writer. H.P. Lovecraft, the creator of Cthulhu. And he will continue that. I think we're done, though. We're at about 35 minutes, so let me just read this manuscript, and we'll be off.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
And that is that. On the next episode, we will make our way to the train station to try to get away from the drunken, psychotic Agent Nightingale. Are they actually coming for me? I can't... No, I don't think they ever come down. But they're looking. Probably don't want to be seen. Anyway, I am CrossKnights. Thank you very much for watching. On the next episode, all that stuff will happen. Thank you. Thank you to my patrons. And thanks for watching. I'll see you then. I have a lot of fun with this game. I hope you are too. Later.